Hi, good morning. This is Ashok, and I will be your trainer for this Ariba sessions. Today, we will talk about Ariba and its application. We will see what Ariba is, what are the various products of Ariba, and how actually Ariba works. And moreover, we will also understand why various customers are purchasing Ariba and why the competitors of Ariba are not able to compete with Ariba. Why is Ariba so popular among its competitors in the market? So let us begin about what Ariba is. So Ariba was an independent company which was started in the year 1996, and it was mainly the only a company for procurement procedures at that time. During that period, the internet was not so popular, computers were not reachable to the people so easily. So Ariba started with very basic application that was on-prem application at that time, and the application that Ariba provided were very basics. But yeah, it used to handle many complex procurement processes for the customers at that time itself. As the time passed and the internet became more popular, the reach of computers to the people become easier, and now computers are being used among companies, individuals very oftenly, very commonly, right? So with that time, Ariba had changed a lot. Nowadays, Ariba is called as SAP Ariba because SAP purchased Ariba in the year 2012, and since then the logo, the trademark, and everything of Ariba is getting updated as per the SAP's standard. So, as we said, Ariba is more onto the procurement system. So, every customer or every company that has some procurement to do and they are using Ariba, their procurement becomes very easy. So, first of all, let us understand what is a procurement. So people who have experience on procurement domain, who have worked on any procurement applications or any procurement ERP, then they know what is a procurement. But for people who are very fresh to this domain, they do not know what procurement is. So let me try to explain you what is a procurement. So procurement is nothing, it's just a simple purchasing, like a shopping. So as we do shopping for our own personal use, companies do procurement to run their businesses. For example, if I need something for my own personal use, I go to the market, I look for the item that I'm looking for, I see the specification, I see the price and many other details that suits me, and finally I take that item, make the payment and leave the shop, right? So same thing happens with the industries, with the companies in terms of procurement, but there is a slight difference here. You know, customers do not leave the shop, but they keep doing the business with that vendor or with that supplier. So procurement is simply purchasing something. Now why company do purchasing? They do purchasing to run their businesses. For example, any company who is running their businesses, or let's say any manufacturing industry, let's take example of Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola is a company, and they produce soft drinks and cold drinks, right? So they have various products. So what they does it, will they prepare everything their own? No, they do not prepare everything their own. They just prepare the drink, but in order to prepare that, they need many ingredients, they need many materials, they need machineries, they need softwares, and also they need bottles, the plastic bottles, the glass bottles, or even the cans, right? So they do not produce all those things. What they just produce is Coca-Cola, the soft drink, that is their final product, and they sell it out. So in order to produce that Coca-Cola, they have to procure many items. Let's take it very simple. Suppose they have already produced a huge amount of Coca-Cola drink. Now they have to sell it to the market. How they will sell it? Obviously in the bottles. It could be plastic bottle or the glass bottles. Now in order to do that, they do not produce the bottles. They have to procure it from somebody. They have to procure it from some other manufacturer unit or manufacturing company who do produce the bottles. So they approach to that person or that organization and they purchase those glass bottles the uh, or the plastic bottles, right? So that means Coca-Cola is doing procurement to run their businesses, because if they do not procure the bottles, they cannot sell their product, right? The same way goes, in order to produce the drink, they have to purchase or they have to procure many ingredients like sugar. They need sugar. They need added colors. They need some chemicals. They need many other things, right? So they have to procure all those things. I hope this makes sense. Now, how Ariba helps it and what are the other steps in for a procurement processes. So first of all, in order to procure something, the very first thing that we have to take care is the requirement. Like what is required, what I need to purchase, that is the requirement. Then the next is finding the supplier, because this is very much important. Finding a supplier is very much important, because as we know, suppose if I want to purchase something for myself, I have the whole market open for me. I can go to any shop, right? So the same way goes with the companies. They have many suppliers in the market and they can procure the item from any supplier, but they have certain criteria. The same like I have certain criteria, like the shop shouldn't be much far from my place, the shop should not take any additional charges, the shop should welcome me, all those things. I mean, they're just some minor but and major things. The same thing, companies go to the vendors and they have their own specification, they have their own requirement. So the supplier who fulfills their requirement is the right supplier for them. Then finding the right supplier, we have to generate what? We have to generate a purchase order, because supplier needs a purchase order, right? So procurement, in our case, we do not create purchase order. We just go to the shop and we say, like, I am looking for this and this material. So this is just a verbal purchase order, but this is a purchase order, right? So but in case of procurement, the companies do not do verbal communication, they do some legal transactions. So purchase order is a legal document from a customer to a vendor, asking them the requirement or asking them the item what they want to purchase. So once the purchase order has been created, supplier has to do some other activities, like he has to do the order confirmation. What is order confirmation? It simply means, like, if the customer has requested for some orders, let's say Coca-Cola, they have ordered for 1000 of plastic bottles. So supplier's responsibility is to confirm whether they can confirm all those 10,000 bottles, or whether they can deliver all those 10,000 bottles or not, right? So the order confirmation is very much important. The next is ship notice. So ship notice is something the supplier informs the customer that, okay, your particular order or this particular material have been shipped and it has been shipped by this transport agency or transport company. This is a shipping tracking number and it should reach you by so and so date and time. So that is a ship notice, and customer also knows, okay, their particular order is on the way and they may get it on this day. The next step is receiving. That is, when the ship notice reaches to the customer, customer has to receive it. They will receive the item what they have obtained from the ship notice or from the purchase order. And finally comes the invoicing and payments. So invoicing is something that supplier sends to the customer for the purchase order they have delivered or they have shipped, right? So for that purchase order, they will create an invoice to the customer, and customer's responsibility is to make the payment. So this is the full, or we can say these are the very broad level steps for a procurement. It starts from the requirement and it goes till the payment, till the final payment is done to the supplier and customer receives the item. Now this process requires lots of activities in between, which we have obviously skipped because we just talked about the major points. There are many minor steps in between, there are many processes in between, there are many other workflows in between, like there could be some approvals, there could be some deviations, there could be some exceptions, many other things are there. So it is not a simple procedure, but it is a very complex procedure. Procurement is not an easy, but it is a complex activity that every customer has to do, and it is not possible to perform all these steps manually. If we do, or any customer does it manually by a human effort, then there are lot many chances for any kind of human error or any other information that may be uh, forgotten in between, or that may missed somewhere, right? So a system is required, a computerized application is required to run this procurement processes. Okay, so Ariba fulfills all these things for the customer. So any customer using SAP Ariba, or just we can say just Ariba applications, they can do the complete procurement activities themselves using Ariba applications. Now let us talk about what are various Ariba applications and how those Ariba applications are can be clubbed with these procurement processes and customer can get their things done. So Ariba has certain applications, but we'll talk about some major applications, or we can say the core products of Ariba, and then we will see other sub products or subcategories of those core products. So the three major core products of Ariba are Ariba P2P, which is procure to pay. The second is Ariba sourcing. The last is Ariba network. So these are the three core products of SAP Ariba. Now in between comes sub products or subcategories of these products, like under P2P we may have Ariba invoice management, or you can say like Ariba invoice pro. I'm tapping or writing these words because any person who have heard about Ariba, these are the some common words that they might have heard, and that it should be clear to them, like Ariba invoice management, Ariba invoice pro. They are not different things, but they are almost the same thing. Then under Ariba P2P we also have Ariba guided buying. Right. Similarly in Ariba sourcing we have something called Ariba SLP, Ariba contract management, and under Ariba network we have supplier network, we have buyer network, and we have Ariba discovery. So as a whole, Ariba has three major products, but all these three major products are actually have some sub products or some subcategories which we can categorize in this way, and each of the subcategory sub product is again a product of Ariba itself, and Ariba owns it, and customer use it. They can use the whole product, the main product, or they can use any just a sub product of Ariba. It depends business to business, right? The good part about all these Ariba applications is they all are cloud applications. We will not talk what it was earlier, because past is past, it is never going to come back. So we will talk about what Ariba is now. So all these products of Ariba are cloud applications, and that is the main reason why customers move towards Ariba very easily. So what are the benefits of using cloud applications? First of all, customers need not to have their own infrastructure. They need not to have their own infrastructure, because the complete infrastructure lies with Ariba: the servers, the bandwidth, the application host, the team, whatever need. Because for running an application, for running a complete product, a customer need many things. They need a system, they need a server, they need a server team, they need a network team, they need some developers, they need some consultants, many other things, right? So being a cloud application, customer need not have all these things. What they need is just a browser. So they need a browser, or we can say a laptop, active internet connection, and a browser installed in it. That's it. So they just need a laptop with an active internet connection and a browser installed in it, and then they can access their products, or they can access the Ariba products corresponding to their organization, and they can do their business from anywhere. They are not depending upon some VPN, or they are not dependent like they can do work only from their office or anywhere, but it's a cloud application. A customer can access their Ariba applications from anywhere. They just need the URL, their username and password, which obviously they will get once they register with Ariba. They can do the transaction, they can check their status, they can perform the activities for running their businesses. Okay, so these are the benefits of one of the major benefits of using Ariba. Second is Ariba is very open for integrations. Now integrations are very much important in today's world, because integration is something which every customer is looking for, and every software in today's world has to be integrated with some other software. So integration is very much important, and Ariba is very open for integration. Ariba can get integrated with various SAP ERPs and non-SAP ERPs, or any other ERP in the world. It could be on buyer side ERP, it could be on supplier side ERP, it could be some in-house applications or third-party applications the customer can be used. So it is openly available for all the kind of integrations, and Ariba is very integration user friendly, I would say, and that is the other major benefits of using Ariba. The third major benefits, or we can say the third important benefit of using Ariba is like Ariba APIs. Now Ariba has given a lots of APIs for the customers, and using these APIs they can build their own application which they can use, and which they can perform activities in their own UIs, in their own systems, in their own application. They are not required to log into Ariba applications and do their business, but they can have their own applications, and they can get reports, perform activities, and many other things, and they can integrate it with their ERP, with their external system, with the help of Ariba APIs. There are many more other benefits of Ariba, but I am just talking about three major benefits of using Ariba, right? So because of all these three major benefits of Ariba, customers are coming to Ariba a lot, they use Ariba a lot, and they get benefit out of it, right? So now let us go back a step back, and let us see how Ariba applications are fitting with the process of procurement, how the procurement processes becomes easy with the Ariba application. So I'll just show you um, which procurement activity can be performed with which application of Ariba. The very first thing is requirement. So obviously requirement is something that the customer has to decide what they want to procure, right? And once they have the requirement, they can formulate it in some way, they can feed into some system, and system can analyze, and it can tell like what is required. Like for manufacturing, you know for manufacturing something, they need this much quantity of some other thing, and that quantity is getting over, so system can keep a track of it. And once the system knows, okay, um, this is under some danger value, the system can tell them, hey, you are looking, or we need to procure these items more, because this is going to be over. But that is one thing, but other thing is customer knows what is required. So requirement is the basic thing that customer has to tell to the system. Then comes the next thing, that is finding a new supplier. Now finding a new supplier is something, or finding the best supplier, we can say. So finding a supplier, it could be a new supplier, or the best, we can say like best supplier, new or best. Now when we say new and best, there is a difference. New means supplier with whom the customer has never done the business before, so that is a new supplier, whereas Best means a supplier with whom they have already done the business and they have certain vendors in their list who can actually deliver those items, but they are uh, there are multiple suppliers delivering the same item. So who among their current supplier can deliver the item in a best quality, best time and best amount. So customer can find a new supplier, and we can say a best supplier, by using Ariba sourcing or Ariba discovery. So with the help of Ariba sourcing and Ariba discovery, customers can actually find who is best supplier or who is a new supplier who can deliver those items for them in best amount of time, in the best price and best quality and quantity, right? The next, once we have found the once we have found the best supplier, next step is like generating a purchase order. Now generation of a purchase order is done within Ariba P2P systems. So it is done in Ariba P2P system, where we create a purchase order and it is sent to the supplier, and it is sent via help of Ariba network, right? So sent to supplier via Ariba network. So it is sent to the suppliers. Purchase order has been generated in P2P and it is sent to Ariba network to the supplier. Supplier creates an order confirmation in Ariba network. You can say like in supplier account in Ariba network, supplier network, or you can say the supplier network. So supplier does the order confirmation in Ariba network or supplier network. They also can do the ship notice in Ariba net supplier. The ship notice is done there. Once the ship notice is done, item has been delivered and customer does the receiving. So it is again done in Ariba P2P. Ariba P2P is again used for receiving and tracking the items. Supplier does the invoicing and invoices are sent to Ariba P2P system, or we can say like invoices are created in Ariba network supplier account and sent to Ariba P2P. So in Ariba P2P the invoice is sent, and based upon the invoice amount and various other parameters, so there are so many things that happens in Ariba P2P system before compiling or reconciling an invoice and making a payment. But finally the last step is like payment, where the customer does the payment and supplier receive the payment, and all those payment information are tracked in Ariba P2P and also in Ariba network, where both the parties, buyer and supplier, they can actually track what is going on with this invoice or with this payment, right? So we can see Ariba is actually helping the customer in getting all their processes or procurement processes very smoothly using Ariba applications, right? And due to the benefits that Ariba provides, customers or and many other new customers, new buyers, they are coming to Ariba. Let us have a quick check on our Ariba applications. I will just demo you, or maybe I can just show you the Ariba screen so that you get a better clarity of what we are talking. So before that, let me tell you how do we access Ariba applications, or how do a customer actually access Ariba applications, right? So as we talked, like Ariba products are all on cloud, so we just need a browser and an active internet connection in my laptop or desktop in my computer. So in order to access my product, or we can say my Ariba application, what I need a URL, I need a username, I need a password. Only these three things. And when a customer registers on Ariba or they purchase the license for Ariba, they get the URL and they get their username and they get their password, administrator username and password. And later on they can create their employees username and password, and they can define their roles and their authorities and all those things, right? But initially, for any user to log in, they just need a URL, they need a username, they need a password. So how to get an Ariba URL, and or how a customer gets an Ariba URL? So as I said, when a customer registers on Ariba, or when a customer purchases Ariba procurement application or Ariba sourcing application, they get a URL from Ariba. Ariba gives them a URL. So this is in some format like HTTPS, then customer name. Let me type it this way: customer name dot procurement dot ariba.com. It will be something different as well, it depends, right? Under customer name, the name of the customer will come. In our case, let us say Coca-Cola. So coca-cola.procurement.ariba.com will be their URL. And for sourcing, so this is for P2P, Ariba P2P application. For sourcing, it could be like this. So for sourcing, it could be the same thing, but there will be a slight difference. Instead of procurement, it would be sourcing. Actually, this is not procurement, this is actually buyer. So let me remove it. It is buyer. So buyer.ariba.com and sourcing.ariba.com. It could be a slight different, no doubt, but mostly this is the structure of the URL, and by seeing the URL itself, we can understand like who is the customer. We can see the customer name, and also we can see what are the application he has logged in, whether he has logged into Ariba P2P or whether he has logged into Ariba sourcing, right? So by seeing the URL, we can easily identify which application of Ariba he has logged in. Coming to Ariba network, so Ariba network has got two network. One is buyer network, which actually buyer uses, which is like HTTPS buyer.ariba.com, and supplier network, which actually supplier uses, and it is like HTTPS supplier.ariba.com, right? So this is buyer network and this is supplier network. So unlike P2P and sourcing, Ariba network doesn't have a customer name in the URL. They are just public URL, and they can be accessed, and they are authenticated based upon the user ID and password, and they are open network. Ariba network is an open network. It is single product for all the customers, whereas P2P and sourcing, they are divided into a group, or we can say they have their own realm. So together they are called as realm. Ariba P2P and Ariba sourcing together, they are called as realm, Ariba realm. They are called as Ariba realm, and the customer name here actually calls the realm name, right? But Ariba network is an open network, and they have a common URL. Customers or users are authenticated, and they log into their account based upon the user ID that they have entered. So this is what the Ariba network, and there is a common URL for Ariba network, which is actually HTTPS service.ariba.com. So if you open https service.ariba.com, a page will appear that will have two buttons. One button is for buyer and other network button is for supplier network. So if you click on buyer network, system will redirect you to buyer.ariba.com, and if you click on supplier button, system will redirect you to supplier.ariba.com. But if you know which URL you specifically want to log in, you can just enter that particular URL, buyer.ariba.com or supplier.ariba.com. Okay, so let me show you first how does it look when we enter service.ariba.com in the browser. So in the browser, I am opening a new tab, and in the new tab I am just entering this thing, service.ariba.com, and the moment I enter service.ariba.com, as I said, two pages or two buttons will appear. One button will take you back to buyer.ariba.com and one button will take you to supply.ariba.com. If I click on this button, it will redirect to buyer login. So you can see like it is open a buyer login. On the other hand, if I click on this, it will take me to the supplier login. You can see a supplier login has come up, right? So I can enter buyer.ariba.com or supplier.ariba.com in order to log in to the respective product of Ariba or application of Ariba. So if we enter the realm URL, which is this, either P2P realm or sourcing realm, the page looks like something like this. So we can see a login page, and we can see it is asking me to enter username and password. So let me enter a username and a password. So I have entered a username and password, and I can then just click on the login button. The moment I click on the login button, I am getting logged into the system, and based upon my permissions, based upon my criteria, the details will appear on my dashboard page or on my very first page. So this is the Ariba realm login, which I have logged into Ariba P2P or Ariba sourcing. So Ariba P2P and Ariba sourcing, they can be accessed by using a single system or by using a single login, and from the page you can actually navigate to sourcing or procurement. So here we can see like we have one tab for sourcing and we have one tab for procurement. So navigating from procurement or to sourcing is pretty simple here. We can see the I can navigate to Ariba P2P or Ariba sourcing just by click away, and if I click on sourcing, it takes me to the sourcing page where I can create sourcing activities or I can take sourcing actions. If I click on procurement, then I can see I have the options available for procurement activities. So we'll talk about more in our regular sessions about what are procurement activities and what are sourcing activities, but right now I'm just trying to explain you how the UI of Ariba applications actually look like, right? So on this page we can see many things. We are seeing many tabs as well, which we will talk about in our regular sessions, but a few things which I can show you here is like the very first thing on the top is this thing, the username that I logged in with, the first letter of that. We can see the first alphabet of the username that I have logged in. So if I click on this, I see a huge list, or we can say a list of menu items which is available, which I can take actions upon, and these are called user preference values or user preference items menu. That means any changes or anything that I do for this tab is going to impact only for my user. It is not going to impact my entire realm or entire account, or it is not going to impact any other person or any other user, but it is very much limited only to me. What actions I can take? So first of all is log out. I can log out. Second is I can change my password. Third is like changing the secret question. So every user, once they register on Ariba, they have to set up a secret question and secret answer, which is used to reset their password if in case they forget their password. The next option is delegate authority. As the name suggests, it is like something when the user wants to delegate his authority to someone else when he is not around or he is on vacation or some purpose he cannot take any actions. Change your profile. That means you can change your profile. You can change your parameters, you can change your profile data, profile information. Change default locale. That means you can change your default locale, I mean your default currency or your default language. Change email notification preferences. That means you can change the settings for your emails notification, how often you want to get email and for what activities you want to get emails. Edit default preference, activate mobile devices, deactivate mobile devices, download procurement user info, change notification preference, change desktop file sync, so blah blah blah. There are so many things which a user actually can take actions for his profile, and this is going to impact only his profile. It is not going to impact any other thing. Okay, so after that we have a button called manage. So this is actually used to manage the applications. It is used to or this button have the options to manage the entire application, both Ariba P2P and Ariba sourcing. So here we can see the options like administration, approval, role assignment, approval processes, clause library, contracts, core administration, form and extension, my task, my to do, personal workspace, packaged reports, public reports, purchase orders, queues, receive, reconcile charges, report, search filter, SM admin, SM administration, SM modular questionnaire, sourcing library, spot by administration, supply data, snapshot, unassigned charges, and there are many more, right? So these are the options, or we can say the configurations, the settings which can be used to manage the entire Ariba realms, both Ariba P2P and Ariba sourcing, and these options will appear you only as per your roles assigned to you. A person cannot have all of them, a person does not need all of them. So these options will appear to them only what they need. A administrator will have everything, and it is the responsibility of the administrator of the account or of the company to know who should have what permissions, and when that particular user ID is getting created, how do we do that? We will check that, or we will see that in our regular sessions. But while creating a user ID for a user, administrator assigns them certain roles, certain groups. So based upon those roles, based upon those groups, every user have the options available for them under manage. So if I click on manage administration, so manage administration will open a administration page for Ariba sourcing. Just remember administration is for managing Ariba sourcing application, whereas manage core administration is the administration page for Ariba P2P application. So core administration is for P2P manager, or we can say for managing Ariba P2P realm. Administration is the sourcing administrator or sourcing admin administrator page to manage Ariba sourcing application. So on this administration page we have so many options available where they can manage many things like site manager, integration manager, master data manager, user manager, customization managers, form and extension managers, and so many other things. So all those options are available to the users as per their roles and groups that they are assigned to. Not all the options are available to everyone. In our regular sessions we will talk about each and every option available here and each and every subtopic available under that particular main. So in our regular session we are going to cover each and every topic, each and every hyperlink that we have on the UI for both Ariba P2P as well as Ariba sourcing, which comes under administration. So if I go to Ariba administration, here also I have the options like integration manager, master data manager, supply and customer manager, and many more things, right? So regular sessions we will talk about each and every activity, each and every option, each and every thing that we have to do. Apart from that, we will also see many more other things like approval flows, creating approval assignment roles, creating personal workspace, managing SM admin, which is actually SLP, supplier life cycle and performance management. And if I click on more, I can see a huge list of activities available there, like common is template, contract, invoicing comes like payment, reconcile charges, and many other things. Others, administration, approval process, core administration, and many other things. Under procurement we have approval role assignment, purchase order, receive. Under reports we have personal workspace, pre-packaged reports, public reports, report search filter, and Ariba contracts we have clause library, and Ariba sourcing we have sourcing library. So these are the various managed activities, or they can be used to perform activities to manage your entire Ariba realms, both Ariba sourcing and Ariba P2P. So regular sessions will be more informative for all these topics and subtopics. Now let us have a check on Ariba network and other Ariba products. So as I said here, like this is Ariba network, and if I click on Ariba buyer or the buyer button, it will take me to Ariba network buyer account. Now if I go here, I enter the user ID and password. So I'll enter my user ID and I enter my password. Click on login and it takes me into Ariba network. So this is the Ariba network buyer account, and here we can perform many activities for Ariba network. Like what are those? So if you see here, we have tabs available like home, we have orders. Under orders we have purchase order, order inquiries, requisition, request for quotation. We have fulfillment tab, order confirmation, shipped service sheet, time and expense sheet, ship notice, good receipt, sales order. Under invoices we have invoices, unassigned invoices, time stamp verification. Under payments we have discount opportunities, scheduled payment files, payment batches, and remittance. Then we have catalogs, we have supplier enablement, we have administration access, and we have finally the reports. Again, these options are available to the users as per their roles and responsibilities. Not all the users have everything. They are available only based upon their authorizations. I have everything because I have logged in as administrator. So that is why I do see the tab called administration. That means I am the account administrator. So I do see all the options and I can take actions for anything. So if I click on the orders or go under purchase order, I can see the list of purchase orders which are available in my account and which have been sent to the supplier. For example, here I can see a purchase order PO31 underscore QE, and I can see the supplier name, I can see the ship to address, I can see the amount, which date this PO was sent, what is the routing status, is it sent, what is order status, like it is still new, how much amount has been invoiced, so nothing, no invoice yet. And the revision, is it a update order or is it a original order or is it a change order, right? So if I open the purchase order, what more I can see is the complete purchase order information, like who is the sender, to whom the PO has been sent to, any comment, any other information, all ship to information, bill to information, deliver to, and there comes a line item. Under line items we can see the item for which this purchase order has been created for. So there is only one line in the purchase order, and the material part number, or we can say the material number, is this. Type is material, one quantity, unit price is 15.60, subtotals becomes unit price multiplied by quantity, which is 15.60. If I click on detail button, I can see many more details available here, like how the accounting has been divided, is it uniquely assigned or it is split accounting. So we will talk about all those things in regular sessions, and then we have other information which is available on the purchase order. So I can see the complete activities of the purchase order. Apart from that, I can see the order history, what has happened on this order at what time. So the order was created or it was queued on this date, then order was sent to this particular email ID, this email ID on this date, and since then the status is sent. So supplier has received the purchase order on this email address in their account, and since then it is pending on the supplier side to take the activities. So Ariba network is actually, it is also called the backbone of entire Ariba. Why? Because every transaction that happens to and from Ariba actually happens only via Ariba network. It doesn't, I mean, may it be Ariba P2P or may it be Ariba sourcing or maybe any ERP. So the suppliers are connected to a customer using Ariba network, and supplier can take activities on Ariba network and fulfill the order or create the invoice and many more things. So Ariba network is called the backbone of Ariba. So we will talk about Ariba network, both supplier and buyer network, in detail in our regular sessions. Apart from that, we will also talking about the other products of Ariba that we have listed out over here, like the role of Ariba guided buying, how and what Ariba guided buying is, Ariba invoice management, Ariba invoice pro, Ariba SLP, Ariba contract management, and Ariba discovery. So all these products of Ariba we will be covering in our regular sessions, and we will see the real-time scenarios working here. What you will get? So you will get access to Ariba realms, you will get access to Ariba network, you will be allowed to perform actions but with some restrictions so that you do not destroy anything, but you can test it whatever we discuss in our regular sessions. You can try it yourself in your account. You can, you will have your login IDs, you will have your password, you will have your URLs, and you can just log in, do the activities and study it, learn it, right? So that is something that you will get. Apart from that, you will get time to explore the things, and you can see the many other flows that are possible from Ariba applications. What we will talk about is more about the standard functionalities. Ariba is very much customizable application, but we will not talk about the customized flows, because if you go for customized flow, then it will be very much difficult to cover the topics, because customization is customization, there is no limit on that. So what we will talk about the standard flows, about the standard functionalities. We can discuss some customize. If you have any questions regarding some customization, we can discuss it, but we cannot allow you to try it out in Ariba systems or in these accounts. That's all from my side, and regular sessions are going to be more informatives, and you will get everything what you need. The total time for regular sessions is assumed to be 30 to 40 hours, but again it depends how much time it may take. Sometimes it goes beyond 40 hours, sometimes we can cover under 40 hours. It depends upon the audience and how fast you get the things. So there is no fixed timing it, but yeah, that is an estimated time which can be plus minus 10, not more than that. So keep in touch, have a great time, bye.